Hi, my name is Uri Pilachowski. I am Southern NCSY's Israel Advocacy Director, and Jennifer asked me to make this video for you so you be more prepared for your parlor meeting that's coming up. You'll be meeting with Congressman Elsie Hastings. Congressman Hastings has been in Congress for decades. He is a strong supporter of the U.S.'s relationship, and he is really just somebody that we consider a real friend in the U.S.-Israel relationship community, in the pro-Israel community. When you're meeting with him, you should thank him for his years of work on the pro-Israel community, but then in two specific areas that you should thank him for. Number one, about 3-4 years ago, the Democratic Party came out in support of the Iran deal, and President Obama, this was his prime accomplishment, was the Iran deal, and it looked like he was going to get overturned, and he really needed every single Democrat's support on the Iran deal to make sure that it went through. A number of members of Congress, including Congressman Hastings, had the courage to stand up against President Obama. The reason why I say courage to stand up against him is because we feel in the pro-Israel community that the Iran deal was a horrible deal and a really bad idea, and we didn't want the deal signed at all. There were only 27 members of Congress in the Democratic Party that stood up to President Obama, who threatened every single member of Congress from his party that wouldn't support the deal with no help in their coming re-election. So it was not an easy thing for someone like Congressman Hastings to stand up for what he felt was right. So the first thing you should thank him for is his vote on the Iran deal, which was tremendous, that he stood up against the Iran deal. Not many members of Congress had the courage that he did. The second thing you want to thank him for is something that he's working on right now, which is that the FDA is the agency in the United States that approves medicine, like experimental medicine, in order for it to become non-experimental and for people to use it. This saves lives, obviously, but it's a very long process because we don't want people putting drugs out on the market that are untested. But imagine if you are a company in Israel. So the test and the experiments require so much more effort because you have to fly to America every time they want to interview you, and it's very hard for Israeli companies to get their medicine out on the American market. This isn't good for anybody. It's not good for the Israeli companies. It's not good for the average sick American who could use this medicine to get better. Congressman Hastings is working on something where he just sent a letter to the Treasury Department, which is in charge of the FDA, to have the president open an FDA office inside of Israel itself, an American FDA office in Israel, so that sorry for the background noise here, so that the the Israeli companies, that want to develop medicine can develop the medicine in Israel and then get the FDA approval in Israel. They won't have to fly to America for that whole process. The office itself will be in Israel. There are already 4 regional offices of the FDA around the world, so this has been tested before, and we want to get this done as fast as possible because it'll only save lives. So I want to thank Congressman Hastings, and then you want to ask him what you can do to help that process go faster. Okay, so that's what you should know. So you should know you're meeting with a great man. He's also currently ill himself with cancer. So just to keep that in mind as well, that he's not at his best of health, but that he's a tremendous friend, and you want to thank him greatly. Have fun, guys. I look forward to one day meeting you, and enjoy the time. And thank you for all that you do for Israel.